What is going on, Bucs fans and CFP fans? Evan Wanish here, back at you with another video talking about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And today we're going to be going over the injury report for the Buccaneers and the Eagles ahead of their Monday Night Football wild card game. Obviously, a huge game for both teams. The Bucs are looking to prove that, look, they're playoff berth is not a fluke. They didn't just get in because of a bad division, while the Eagles are looking to get off the skid. So both teams have a lot on the line this week, and both teams have some questions on the injury side of things. The Eagles more than the Buccaneers, but we'll get right into it right here. So first off, for the Buccaneers, KJ Britt with a calf was full participation on Saturdays. Game status is questionable. Chris Godwin with a knee, full participation. Did not have an injury designation at all, game status at all. So that means he is in. Mike Green with a calf, he's still out. Josh Hayes with a quad, he's listed as questionable after being limited on Saturday. Baker Mayfield, here's the big one. Did not participate on Thursday, was limited Friday and Saturday. Officially listed as questionable for this game. Now, look, I'd be shocked if Baker Mayfield did not play in this game. I'm going to come right out and say it. I would be so surprised if Mayfield did not come out and play in this football game. There's just too much on the line for Mayfield. And look, he's a gamer, right? He's a competitor. I said the same thing last week against Carolina. I thought he was going to be hurt, right? He was going to be hurt and going to be sore for sure. But I just thought that there was no way he was going to miss that game. And the rib injury, the ankle, I actually think the ankle might be bothering him a little bit more. Had a noticeable limp the entire game after it happened, even after the game. So I'm sure he is not going to be feeling great. However, I think he's just going to power through it because that's what that guy does. That's one thing you have to give him credit for. He is an absolute gamer. He will put his body on the line, sometimes to the detriment of his body, but he will do it. And I have no doubts that he's going to be playing. So even though he's listed as questionable, I would not be too worried if I were a Bucs fan. I don't think we're going to be seeing Kyle Trask in this game. And Tristan Wirfs with an illness, full participation on Saturday, and Mike Evans did not participate due to rests for Saturday. So we're going to move on to the Eagles. Reed Blankenship with a groin did not participate at all this week. His game status is questionable. I don't think he's going to play, honestly. If a guy doesn't participate in practice, we'll see. The big one, though, the big one that just came out, A.J. Brown, after not practicing all week with that knee injury, he is out. That is a massive, massive loss for Philadelphia and a big game for the Bucs defense. A.J. Brown is one of, if not the best receiver in the NFC, one of the top guys at least. I think you'd say he's in that conversation for one of the best receivers in the entire league. So A.J. Brown definitely is a massive loss for the Eagles offense and a huge gain that the Buccaneers do not have to worry about. So that's massive there. Sidney Brown, who I'm pretty sure, I don't know why he's on the injury report. I'm pretty sure he tore his ACL, but he is out for this game. Britton Covey with a groin was full participation. He's good to go. Jalen Hurts with a right finger, full participation. He's good to go. Not going to be 100% though, and that matters. And other guys like Darius Slay with a knee, he's not going to be 100%, even though he's good to go. Devontae Smith with an ankle, and DeAndre Swift with an illness. So you got these guys, even though, the Eagles, they're likely to play, right? Hurts, Slay, Smith, Swift, like they're likely to play, but they're not going to be 100%. And that falls into the Buccaneers' favor. I read you the list of the Buccaneers. The list of the Eagles here: Reed Blankenship, A.J. Brown, Sidney Brown, Britton Covey, Jalen Hurts, Darius Slay, Devonta Smith, DeAndre Swift. Only one of those guys is not a starter for them, and that's Britton Covey, and he's their kick returner. So he does impact the game in some way. So I just think it is massive for the Buccaneers to potentially catch some breaks here. You're also, you're going to be catching the Eagles without A.J. Brown, without Sidney Brown, but also you're going to be catching them possibly without Reed Blankenship, who also picked off Baker Mayfield in the first matchup, had a heck of a game. So, but also Jalen Hurts, Darius Slay, Devonta Smith are not going to be 100% healthy. So I do think that the Buccaneers are catching the Eagles at the right time. They're not playing good football, and they're also coming into this matchup a little bit banged up. So it would not shock me if the Buccaneers look to exploit some of those limitations that Hurts may have, or go at Darius Slay maybe a little bit more and test out that knee. Really focus on Devontae Smith and make somebody else beat you on defense. So while the Buccaneers have some injury questions themselves with Baker Mayfield and everything and how his performance will be, at the end of the day, I do think that the Buccaneers are in much better shape health wise than the Eagles are. Does that mean they'll win the game? No, it does not. It does not mean they'll win the game. They still have to go out there and play well, right? They still got to execute and stuff. The Eagles are still one heck of a football team, all right? They are talented. They have struggled for sure. They're 1-5 in their last 6. They have struggled mightily, but as far as talent goes, they are still extremely talented. So the Buccaneers still got to show up for this game, and they still have to prove that they can beat these good teams on the big stages. And we will see how they go, and we'll see how this thing goes. And like I said, I do think with the Eagles' injuries, it definitely favors the Bucs, and the Bucs can exploit some things there, especially with AJ Brown being out. I mean, to me, that just changes the whole Eagles offense and really makes things a lot easier for the Buccaneers defense. So we will see how the Buccaneers defense and Todd Bowles decide to attack this Eagles offense and an injured Jalen Hurts. But let me know what you guys think about this injury report. Are you worried about Baker Mayfield? Are you worried about the ribs or the ankle? How do you think missing AJ Brown will impact the Eagles? And how do you think the Buccaneers defense will play that? Always curious to hear your guys' thoughts. We will be having our game preview on Sunday for the game. After the game, win or lose, we will be reviewing it. And then, look, it's either going to be one or two outcomes. They're either going to win, and we're going to move on with our normal game preview week, basically, or they're going to lose, and we're going to get into some off-season talk. So either way, you're going to get plenty of content from us over the next few weeks. We are excited for it, and we want to thank you all for the support this whole season as it is winding down. Of course, obviously the Buccaneers are not eliminated, but the season is winding down anyway. I want to thank you all for the support this entire season. So with that being said, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and go Bucs.